Hey, what's going on guys, Derrik here. So I had a friend send me a link to a video of Ed Sheeran playing a song that he played at a friend's funeral. The song is called Visiting Hours, and the title of the video says that it's his first public performance in a while. I don't know if I've seen him other than the Afterglow video. I don't think I've seen him perform at all yet. So it looks like he played this song acoustically at his friend's funeral. I don't know too much about it, so if you guys know more about who this is in relation to Ed, please comment below. I'm curious to know who he is, but I'm hoping that I can kind of teach you guys how to play it on guitar like he is in this video. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. This is Visiting Hours by Ed Sheeran.
So I'm extremely grateful to be here. I know it's a difficult thing to get into this country, and I don't take it for granted for you know, all the hard work getting me here, and I really yeah, just appreciate the opportunity.
He's in standard tuning.
In lockdown, I was able to have a guitar for quarantine, and you know, I always find the best way to process stuff is to write songs, be it good news, bad news, or whatever. And yeah, here's a song I finished last week.
And bring her news that she's getting older, and I wish that you met her. The things that you'll learn from me today. So much has changed since you've been away.
Alright. So, one thing I just have to comment on is, obviously I'm a big Ed Sheeran fan, as you guys can maybe see up on the wall. I have a few of his vinyls up there. And one thing that just inspires me about him is how genuine and authentic his lyrics are. He's always been known as, you know, a guy that writes insanely good songs, even songs for other huge artists, you know, One Direction, Shawn Mendes, many others, right? And he's honestly one of, if not the person that inspired me to first start learning guitar by watching him play on YouTube. And I mentioned in the Afterglow video, if you want to play similar to Ed, he never really uses a pick in his right hand. It's the way that I kind of played my first few years of playing guitars without a pick in my right hand. I now use a pick, but because of him, the first few years I never did, so I still know how to kind of play like that. Basically what you want to do is put these two fingers together, so your thumb and your pointer finger, and on down strums you'll use your pointer finger, and then on your up strums you'll use your thumb, and your nail is kind of your guitar pick in a sense. What I can tell so far from this video is that he's in standard tuning in the key of G. The chords so far, if we go back here, so first chord is a G major, E minor, C, C, D, G. Then that repeats here. E minor, C, C, G, D. So for that part there, like I mentioned, you have the G major, you have the E minor 7, you have the C Ed 9, and you have this D sus4. Ed usually plays this D sus4 where you put your pinky on the first string on the 3rd fret. And what's really cool about that is if you go from like this G, really all you have to do to go from G to D is put your pointer finger down on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret. And he does that quite a bit in this first verse, and I don't know if it's a pre-chorus or I think it would be considered a pre-chorus, but first verse. And the strumming pattern that he's kind of doing for that part is something like this. So it's something like that. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And I think he sometimes hammers onto that 3rd string of the 2nd fret too, on that D. But the part that's kind of tricky about that is not the first few chords. It's when you get to the C, that part right there is a little different. So basically what you do is you go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then back to G. So that's kind of a cool little thing he does there where it's a quick, C to G to D transition, and then you are repeating that, I think, again a second time for the verse. And then I think the part where we're at here, this might be considered the chorus. I think it might be. So let's go back. C, G, D, C. So up until that point right there, basically what he's doing is he's going from C, G to D, and the strumming pattern sounds something like this. So basically what I'm doing there is I'm going, starting on the C major, the C add 9, you go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And I kind of do that pull off too on the D. And then you are into this part, this really funky chord here. I think he goes up to this E major that's played up towards the upper part of the neck here. But that is the strumming pattern, or somewhat close to what he's playing for the verse and the chorus so far in this song. But this is the part where it changes up a little bit here.
Going to close, but I'll see you another day. So much has changed since you've been away.
Okay. So yeah, for that part right there, this right here.
Soon they're going to close, but I'll see you another day.
So that's a stretch on guitar, especially, so I'm playing a full size here. He's playing, I believe that's a 3/4 size guitar. And like Ed, I have pretty small hands. I do have smaller guitars that I use, but I didn't realize there was gonna be a big stretch chord here. But basically what he's doing is he's playing this E major up here on the 7th and 9th fret. And then he slowly descends on that 5th string with his first finger, his pointer finger. So that's a heck of a stretch, but that's all the way down on the 4th fret from the 7th fret. And I think what he's doing is he's kind of doing some palm muting. Anyways, you get the idea. I need a smaller guitar to do this, but that's kind of what he's doing there. So it's just those muted down strums. And then he goes to the G again. G, D, and then back to G. Yeah, so you go for that last half of the chorus, you go back to the G, to that D sus4, back to G, and then you're quickly going to go to C add 9 and back to G. Because Ed does this really quick thing here. So, G, D, G, C, G. Now you're into verse 2. So basically what you do there is you go G, and you're going down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. So that last part there, when you go back to G, to C, and then G, really slow, what I'm doing is I'm going down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm hammering on and pulling off on the 4th string of the 2nd fret on the C add 9. So the C add 9 sounds something like this. So I'm going down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. And then you are into verse number 2 now, and back to that G major chord.
Visiting hours,
E minor.
so I could just swing by
C.
and ask your advice.
C, G,
What
D.
would you do in my situation? I haven't a clue how I'd even raise them. What would you do? 'Cause you always do what's right. The answer's in the love that we create. So much has changed since you've been away.
Yeah. So all of that so far, that verse and that chorus was the exact same as the first verse and the first chorus. So everything we went over for that first verse and chorus, you would play the same way there. Same thing here. You're just kind of humming now. So one thing about the strumming pattern, guys, I know I say this a lot in my videos, but for me, I feel like I always have to say it because I don't know if this is your first time watching one of my videos or if it's your 100th time watching one of my videos, but I know that I go over strumming pattern and kind of say, you know, this is down, up, down, whatever it is. But the one thing to keep in mind is that, especially with people like Ed, the strumming is not as robotic as here's the strumming pattern, memorize this, and it's going to sound perfect. A lot of times, strumming, as you become more experienced with guitar, is just about feel and rhythm. So it's always changing throughout the song. But what you can do is you can kind of pick up on, you know, where is he accenting his strums, and what is the general pattern and strumming pattern that he's doing to get you close. And that's what I kind of try and do in these videos. And what he's doing is, you know, he does a great job of using very dynamic strumming, is what I refer to it as, where basically you know, when you go down, down, up, 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 down, down, up, down, on those up strums, he's really only, you know, strumming the bottom 3 or 4 strings, but he's strumming them much softer than he is on the down strums. So if you listen really close, you can kind of hear the dynamics of his playing, especially in this part where he's humming. Kind of just accenting those lower notes, the higher strings. I mean, he's still strumming these lower or these higher strings down here, but they're much softer. So it's just a good lesson on how to kind of one, make sure that you're not memorizing strumming patterns. Although I do think it's helpful when you're a beginner to kind of have something to memorize. But as you progress, just make sure that you're not being robotic in your playing. But also how to really mix up your right hand in terms of volume levels when you strum to have really good contrast in dynamics in your playing. And Ed is really good at this as well. A lot of really good singer-songwriters know how to do this because they always have to paint the picture of a song through a guitar and their vocals. So when you're doing that and you don't have all this big production behind you to, you know, help the performance move along, you're forced to kind of become a good guitar player or a good rhythm guitar player in order to tell that compelling story. So it's just one thing to notice here and one thing I wanted to point out.
Visiting hours.
So very soft up strums. You can barely hear them.
If I could take you home, but I know what they'd say, that it's for the best. So I would live life the way you taught me and make it on my own. And I will close the door, but I will open up my heart. And everyone I love will know exactly who you are. 'Cause this is not goodbye, it is just till we meet again. So much has changed since you've been away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a heavy song. Yeah. Ed is a master. Lyricist, performer, everything. Vocalist. And I just love stuff like that. As much as it sucks to see him in that much pain, it's awesome that he paid that tribute to his friend. Again, guys, please let me know who this is, because I'm not familiar with him, but it's an awesome tribute to him and an amazing song, and the performance was incredible. So I'm glad to see him performing again. And to kind of recap, guys, in terms of how you would play this on guitar, again, standard tuning, key of G. The chords you had were a G major, E minor 7, C add 9, D sus 4, and then you kind of had that E major up here, and then where you walk down in that bass note from the 7th to the 6th to the 5th to the 4th on those muted down strums, and then back to the G before you kind of do the thing before going into the verse again. The strumming pattern I noticed in that last part, he kind of picked it up a little more, and he was playing like more continuous 16th notes, so it was more like something like that. So it's just a little more upbeat. You're not taking as many breaks in between the down strums and up strums, but it's still the same general overall rhythm. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for the suggestion of the song too. Obviously a very powerful song and incredible tribute again to Ed's friend. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what other songs I should do this with, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.